Thor Love and Thunder is coming out today, and all I've heard for the past couple months is people talking about Gore and his storyline and Thor becoming unworthy of the hammer. But what if the hammer wanted to kill Thor? It's a story arc that just recently happened, and it's called The God of Hammers, where essentially Mjolnir becomes a sentient being and wants to kill all of the realms. It's a pretty wacky story, so I hope you enjoy. We open the story with Thor finding death all across the 10 realms, and Thor blames Odin for basically all of it, because now that the enchantment on Mjolnir is gone, anybody can take the hammer, and the God of Hammers has done so. But they need answers on the God of Hammers, so they seek out Loki in Jotunheim, but when they get there, they find that Jotunheim has been destroyed too. Once arriving, they discuss the fact that Mjolnir is gone, and it's in possession of another person now. They begin to explain that the God of Hammers has taken Mjolnir and is seeking out complete destruction across all 10 realms. However, it's just a theory to them, but Loki knows this to be true. Loki begins to tell Thor and Odin that there's not much to be known about the God of Hammers except for the fact that he wants to ignite all 10 realms, so that once all 10 realms are gone, he can reshape the world. However, this explanation is quickly interrupted by Sif bifrosting to Thor. This comes to a head with Thor bifrosting to a different realm to find that Midgard has been attacked by the God of Hammers. This enrages Thor enough to try and summon Mjolnir, but when Mjolnir is summoned to him, something is wrong, as when it's called to him, it decides to attack Thor, and out of the wreckage is a blue sentient being referring to itself as Mjolnir, and keeps swiftly attacking Thor blow after blow, unrelenting. It even gets to the point where Thor gets completely pinned down in a lake and cannot breathe, but Thor would quickly summon thunder to get rid of the water so he can breathe. This being would remove Mjolnir from Thor and begin to explain to Thor that it's grown tired of him, that all Mjolnir wants to do now is just destroy things. However, Thor doesn't listen and he tries to attack Mjolnir. However, in the process, Mjolnir would actually break Thor's arm. This would end up leaving Thor in a state of shock and disbelief, and also completely vulnerable to whatever Mjolnir decides to do to him. So Mjolnir tries to go for the killing blow, but Odin stops it. Odin then tries to get Thor somewhere safe before Mjolnir comes back again for a second round, but it's too late, because once Mjolnir came back for a second round, it would end up actually paralyzing Odin from the waist down. After witnessing his father try to sacrifice his life to save Thor, Thor would turn to Mjolnir and ask why it was doing this. Mjolnir would then explain to Thor that it was a sentient being that was trapped inside of the hammer for eons, and all it wanted to do was wreak havoc across the universe, and that after being sent into the sun, it actually found another being like it, called Mangog, another being seeking to destroy the universe. However, before they want to destroy the universe, they want to kill Thor most of all. But while this is all happening, Earth's mightiest heroes get the call and they try to help Thor as best they can. Sadly though, they don't stand a chance against these beings. And even with all of their might, they don't seem to stand a chance against them due to the beings creating an energy tornado that will destroy Earth. However, Thor enters this tornado and tries to reach into his inner power to defeat these beings. But while trying to use his power to defeat these beings, they both tell Thor that they're both his father's sins and they seek revenge through Thor. However, it's quickly interrupted by a huge explosion that stops the tornado. And behind him is Odin trying to give Thor the power that he seeks to defeat these beings, called the Odin Force. But the only catch is that Odin can't be alive when he gives him this power. Odin proceeds to give him the power anyway, and he begins to dissolve as Thor becomes even more powerful, becoming the Odin Force Thor. He would then begin to fight off Mangog effortlessly, and would begin to use his newfound Odin Force powers to wrap the Bifrost around Mangog. He would then do the same to the God of Hammers and strip the being of Mjolnir, while also telling the both of them that he is their god now and Mjolnir is his. After stripping Mjolnir from the God of Hammers would scream out in mercy, but Thor wouldn't listen as he would transport the two of the sentient beings to the place where they were made, Nidavellir, explaining to the two of them that this is where they were born and this is where they will both die, as he would start swinging the hammer to the ground left and right until it would start to shatter. And once Mjolnir was no more, so were the two beings, the God of Hammers and Mangog. However, once the fight was over, Thor would go into a coma for at least 4 months, and everything would be at peace again, but Thor would still grieve the loss of his father Odin. But soon after this, Thor would be told that maybe he would feel better if he went into the armory. Thor would enter the armory to find Mjolnir completely reassembled again, and without the darkness that was within it before. Thor would then bow before Mjolnir and say a prayer to his father, asking where his path would lead him to next. But a voice would reach out to him, saying that a king doesn't rule from his knees, and this voice was his father's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy Thor Love and Thunder coming out today. Have a good day.